How's it going, everybody? This is Ron here on the Humanized channel here on YouTube. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Blessings to all you moms that work hard, try to make ends meet, taking care of the kids, taking care of the husband, finances, and all that hard stuff. And you don't get thanked for that. So, on behalf of everyone who loves moms around the world, thank you for doing a good job as a mom. So anyway, here on Humanize, we discuss things that's kind of relevant to everyone, from health issues, not so much politics, but current events that kind of is intriguing, that piques the interest of people. And today I'm going to talk about refurbished Apple products. All right, that includes the iPhones, the iPads, and the MacBooks. I'm not going to talk too much about the desktop Macs, just the mobile devices, pretty much. You see them in Starbucks and Coffee Bean and Tea and your local private owned coffee shops around the world. Apple is like a brand, and people in that Apple culture, including me, I'm just stuck on the Apple products. All right. So although the last phone I had was this one. The last one that I actually bought is the iPhone 15. I got this almost 3 years ago, and it'll last maybe another 4 years. I can get updates, right? The security updates and whatnot. However, after looking at the different brands like the Samsungs and the Pixels or whatever, it's like the Android phones are like way ahead as far as modernization. And I'm not a techie. I might be saying the wrong thing. So if I kind of sound stupid, I apologize. I was never a techie person, but I got family members that just got rid of their iPhones, not so much their iPads, but their iPhones, and not so much their MacBooks, either the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro. They're still keeping those. They love that, and I love my old MacBook Air. That's the one I'm using right now to edit. Actually, it's 2015. It's 11 years old. Time for a new one, and I won't get like a Dell or something like that. I'm gonna get another MacBook for sure. Maybe the Neo, because I'm kind of strapped for cash. But and this is what it's about. It's for people who are strapped for cash, but they want to get their Apple product, maybe their first Apple. They want to get into it. But for me, I think this is going to be my last iPhone. Seriously, I'm thinking of switching over to like an Android, and that would be like in another few years until this one burns out. Maybe not. Maybe Apple will actually reinvent itself, because, quite frankly, every iPhone, every year, it looks the same. I mean, the insides change a little bit, maybe a little faster, different chip, but it's basically the same layout. I mean, it's good and it's bad in the same way. It's good and bad, but I like to see like more modernization for the money that you pay for a freaking iPhone. That the one I just showed you is an iPhone Plus, a 15 Plus. That was over a grand. I mean, come on, over a grand. That's crazy, right? So anyway, so for those of you who don't want to spend 900 to 12, 13, $1,500 for a stupid phone, really, it's a smartphone, but it's a stupid price, right? So I'm gonna go over refurbished Apple products that you can get on Amazon. We're gonna keep it simple, just to prove a point. And all the iPads I'm going to show you comes from Amazon, and they're refurbished. Most of them are like excellent to good condition, meaning not Apple, but Amazon has a department that refurbishes all these used or pre-owned iPads, iPhones, and MacBooks. And from what I read, a lot of people want to save money. They'll buy like a 2 year old model that can be updated for another 4 5 years maybe. So you're saving money. A good one is that the phone I'm using now to record this is the iPhone 11. All right, that's kind of ancient already, right? And I think it's this year might be the last year I can get updates. I just got an update for this iPhone 11 that you're watching me being recorded. So it actually works. One time my iPhone, when I was brand new, for some reason I couldn't get it started. It was black screen. I tried all the quick fixes, nothing worked. So I went down to our local T-Mobile store and I told her, hey, can you make this iPhone 11 work instead of, until I get that thing up and running. And it took like 2-3 days before I could get the iPhone 15 back up alive again. I don't know why. I checked all the forums and I guess sometimes stuff like that just happens. But that was like 2 years ago and, no black screens. It starts up fine. But one time I went to the Philippines about a year and a half ago and for one whole day I couldn't get it working. And I'm in another country. I'm with my team over there. They're trying to contact me. I can't contact them. And I'm Filipino, right? But that was my first time in the Philippines. But they speak English where I was, so it's okay. But imagine my flight, my booking, everything was on the United Airlines app. And, I had important accounts on there. Man, it was a nightmare. It was freaked me out. I was like, we were there like close to a month. I was like in the second week when that happened, and thank God it worked. But again, I'm going to show you how you can save money on decent Apple products, all right? And that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, I'm just going to read this. I know like my nephew Donnie, he watches me, he goes, man, I hate when you start reading off the screen. I go, well, sometimes I just gotta, all right? Because here's like an update on the Apple company. So here, real quick, as of May of this year, 2026, Apple is facing a significant prolonged sales decline for the iPhone, its primary revenue driver, with substantial year-over-year drops in the first quarter of 2026. The slump is driven by market saturation, intensifying competition, and a lack of major innovation. I just talked about that, resulting in a 28% drop in valuation over a 4-month period in 2025. Okay, says it all right there. So it's kind of like losing its luster. iPhones are really popular with everybody, but mostly the younger generation, right? And right now, like I said, the Samsungs, man, Samsungs especially, they got some killer phones. My niece and her husband and their kids have Samsungs, and I'm like, man, I would love to have those. So maybe my next phone after 3 years from now is going to be a Samsung, maybe more than likely, unless iPhone gets innovated, right? So here we go. Let's look at some of the phones. Again, this is on Amazon Prime. If you're a member, these products are certified, refurbished, and most of them that I'm showing you, they'll probably sell out after you watch this, but they will always get used or pre-owned Apple products. I mean, people turn them in when they go to AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. There's always a trade-in program. Just take my word for it. You're gonna find a used Apple product that is in excellent condition, which is like almost brand new, or good, which is almost like excellent, but maybe a little blemish and stuff like that. And that's what you want to get. You want to get something that's pretty decent. The battery life on all of these products I'm showing you is like 80%. So it's all good. I like to say it's in the yay zone, not the nay zone, right? So all of these fall in that good zone, the yay zone, the happy zone. And you can save a lot of money from like 20% to 50%, sometimes more, depending on what you got and what year these came out. So anyway, we're going to start off with the iPads, okay? And I'm not techie. I don't have like these awesome editing software like these other TikTokers or influencers, okay? So I'm just going to like put the pictures out, okay? So this iPad right here is sells for $259. It has 128 gigabytes of storage. It's almost a 13-inch screen for $259. And this model right here, you got a few more years, maybe 2, 3 more years of security updates. Okay, so 259, that's a good buy, and this one's excellent condition. The next one is an iPad that came out in 2020, and it has maybe this one, maybe it stopped with the updates, but generally you can use it for like online browsing. It's a 10.2-inch screen, and for $129, you can't go wrong. If you just want to browse the internet and maybe do some other light jobs, you can. But I'm pretty sure this model right here, the 2020 model, I don't think it can be updated, but it still works. Okay, the next iPad right here is a 2025 model. It's kind of like brand new. It's like last year. This one's in tip-top condition. 2025 model, 11-inch screen, good size screen. It comes equipped with Wi-Fi, cellular compatibility, or whatever you call it, for only $375. $375. That is a good deal. $375 for virtually a new, basically a new machine. All right. Okay, so the next one we'll look at is an iPad Pro that came out in 2018 and probably can't be updated anymore. I don't think so. But 68 gigabytes of storage, and it sells for $320. Again, I don't think this can be updated, but it's a good machine for $320, and it can do a lot of different multitasking things on it. It can still go online and possibly, watch some good movies on there if you like in a Starbucks or something, or if you have a Wi-Fi thing going on with your phone, a hotspot, you can sit at the airport, wait for a friend coming in. For $320 for this model, it's pretty good. So the next iPad came out in 2022. It's got an 11-inch screen. It has 64 gigabytes of storage. This one, it'll update for a few more years. 2022 model, so maybe a couple more years. But you pay $300, $299, good deal, better than paying double. And again, even if it stops updating, you can still use it. You can still use the internet service and the pages, the word processing devices, the calendar. You can still do those things. The next iPad is just your basic iPad, and this one, excellent condition, but you can't update. But like I said, if you don't need any updates, or you just want something to just watch a movie or something, the Wi-Fi works, the internet works on this thing, so it's $190. Can't go wrong. $190 for just getting an iPad. Just go for a cruise in a coffee shop and watch a movie. That'll work. And another one is kind of like almost the same as that one, but it's a little cheaper. Came out in 2020. 32 gigabytes, $149. This one right here. Thing is, guys, you're saving money. And even if it's older and you can't update, but you can use it. You can actually use it in your house if you got a Wi-Fi system. You can just use that for like just watching a movie. You can put it someplace, or maybe you want to YouTube a cooking demo, right? You can put it on your by your chopping board and watch a cooking video, how to cook or something like that. I mean, it's good enough for that. It'll still work. The internet will still work on those things. Okay, so now let's go down to the devices that I think after my last iPhone, the 15, I won't get any more iPhones. But let's go, if you want to get an iPhone, maybe it'll be your first Apple product, or you're an Apple person and you don't want to spend a whole ton of money on a brand new one because, like I was saying, it's not too innovative anymore. So let's start off with the iPhones. Here we go. Okay, so the iPhone 13, which has, I'd say maybe a year or two left on security updates. this iPhone 13, it's unlocked, so you can go to any of your carriers if they support the iPhone. This one has 128 gigabytes unlocked, $267. Still a good deal, right? Okay, so the next one, it's an iPhone 14. It's got a few more years of updates. It's unlocked, also $309. $309. And it's a good phone. These are all excellent condition, by the way. Okay. The next one is a kind of brand new series. It's the iPhone 16e, which is like the economy model, the budget model. If you don't want all the bells and whistles and the multi cameras, single camera does the job. A friend of mine uses the 16e and he loves it. He's not a techie guy. He just runs a construction company. Yeah, that's all I need, you know. But I buy the high perf ones for my daughters. Of course he does, right? Daughters, they want the best. They spoil him. But you know, for him, you know, he's like in his 40s, you know, burly dude. That's all I need, man. But this phone was like like maybe $600, brand new. But now you can get this iPhone 16e for only $400. It's in excellent condition. All right, 128 gigabytes, not bad. So the next one is for those of you who like the top of the line iPhones. Okay, this one came out maybe 3 years ago. So it's got like couple more years, maybe 2-3 more years of updates. It's the iPhone 14 Pro Max. That's the top of the line 14 series, 14 Pro Max. It goes for it goes for $471, 128 gigabytes. Put a nice case on there, you're good to go. The next one is iPhone 15 Plus. That's the same one I got, but this one only has 128 gigabytes of storage. Goes for $435. I'm telling you, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. That phone is in excellent tip-top condition, refurbished. But I mean, I'd rather buy this phone for what it is than going to like the 17 Pro Max or something that costs like $1,000. So just imagine you're thinking of the 17 series, $435 for this baby. Can't go wrong. All right, so the next one, another Pro Max. This is the 15 Pro Max, 258 gigabytes of storage. A little bit more on the price side, but still you're saving money for a Pro Max series. The 15 series and the Pro Max, $615. You're still saving money, all right, as opposed to the 16 or the 17s series. So the next one, the last one I'm going to showcase is just, and again, it's just the basic model. It's just the iPhone mini, 128 gigabytes. I think this one has maybe 1 or 2 more years of security updates. Okay, but still you're saving money. $230 is still a lot of money for most people, but you're saving money as opposed to the newer models. All right, so I'm just gonna show 7 of each line. All right, so anyway, so now let's go down to the MacBooks, and I think I'll stick with the MacBook, even though it's not so innovative. But I just like working on the MacBooks. It's easy. I don't know. Just the iPhones, I think I won't go to the iPhones anymore. But as far as the laptops, I just love the MacBook look, and it's easy for me to use. So anyway, so let's go to the first one. All right, the MacBook. It's just the MacBook Air. This one has a couple more years of updates. It's only $584. That one. All right. There's another MacBook. MacBook Air has an M4 chip, which is a really speedy. This is a speedy machine. All right. 13-inch screen for only $879, guys. You're saving like maybe $400 as opposed to a new one. All right. So now for the guys that do a lot more like so the people that do more like video editing and stuff, here's a MacBook model that came in 2023, excellent condition, 14-inch screen, goes for $1,249. You're saving a few hundred on this model. and this one's gonna last you at least till uh, 30, 31, 30, 32. The years 30, 31, 30, 32. So you get this, you got a machine for the next few years for $1249. All right. Here's another MacBook Pro. This one's a 2022 model. A little less in price because it's a little older and doesn't have all the high performance chips in there. $715. 16-inch screen, I think. Good to go, right? Here's another MacBook Air with the M1 chip, $849. Good, excellent condition. These are actually excellent condition MacBooks, by the way. Here's a MacBook Pro for less than $1,000, $998, with the M3 chip. So if you're into video editing and stuff like that, intense kind of jobs with media, this is the machine to get, according to the experts, right? For $998, it's a good deal. M3 chip, look it up. Here's another MacBook Air with the M1 chip. This one's, I don't know. This one's $999. It's like $1 under $1,000. It's still cheaper than if you were to get a MacBook Air with like the M4 or something with all this in this machine. But this one for that price, I don't know, guys. If it's an excellent refurbished one, but if you could spend a little more, I'd probably get a brand new one. You know what I mean? Because it's $999, right? This one came out a few years ago. I don't know. But anyway, so the thing is, refurbished Macs, refurbished Apple products is the way to go. I have friends that don't buy new MacBooks. They buy like refurbished MacBooks, guys that do like editing and a lot of writing. One of my friends, she's like a full-on author, and she doesn't use the high performance MacBooks. She just uses the basic MacBook Airs, right? Because she's just a writer. She doesn't do videos, not even photography. She's just writing. But she was joking around with the AI now. Maybe she's gonna be out of job, but I don't think so. I think authors can still use their creativity and use AI to kind of polish things up. But she just uses the basic MacBook Airs every year. So when it's time for a new one, she doesn't get like the current model. She goes back on like Amazon or like Apple.com and finds like a MacBook Air that's been refurbished, maybe a model that's 2 years earlier. Let's say she wants to buy one now, she'll buy something that was released in maybe 2023 or 2024, and she saves money. And she's not a like a, what's that, Anne Rice, whatever. She's not that kind of high earning celebrity author. She's just an author, and she loves doing it, and she loves her writing, and it's awesome. It's really, Macs are like for the creatives. And this is it, guys. I just hope that Mac and Apple will be more freaking innovative, because right now I'm not going to chuck that out, but I'm really not even thinking about buying a new iPhone until Apple changes their whole, let's get innovative, guys. Maybe the iPhones can kind of look like an iPhone, but man, with Samsung, with all those awesome bells and whistles and AI things, man, it's like making the iPhone look stupid. I'm finally realizing, right? I don't know, Apple, man, you guys got to get your crap together with that one, baby. But on the flip side, don't mess with the MacBooks. I love it. And I'm just a basic guy on the Macs, for the MacBooks. Nothing high performance for Uncle Ron. Just the basic stuff, but I love it. So anyways, this is all about saving money if you're into the Apple universe. I pray for the new CEO that's coming out. I forget his name, but I guess Tim Cook is going to leave, retire or something. But again, save money, especially now with the economy and high prices of everything. It's time I used to be the guy. I gotta get them new. I gotta get them new. But now, and my next MacBook, it's either going to be the Neo, brand new Neo, that sells for like five something, and that would suit me fine actually. Something around that less than $700 range, and or I'll just get a used refurbished MacBook Air. That's the ones I get all the time. Anyway, so that's it. You guys take care. Have a happy Mother's Day. I do offer a service called alternative listening / life coaching. I'm not a mental health expert. You can call me if you just want to vent about life. You got bad times at work. You just want to vent. Man, I hate that bartender. I hate my chef. I hate that retail manager that they just brought in from San Diego. That kind of stuff. Oh man, my neighbor is always blocking his boat, blocking my mailbox. That kind of stuff. But no, seriously, we all need to vent. Although I'm not a mental health expert, attentive listening does kind of sort of fall under that that banner, if you will. But call me up, email me. My email is going to be in the back of this as soon as I shut my mouth. My email, and I'm not getting paid for these videos, but if you do want to donate to my coffee fund, I'm all for it. My Venmo and my Cash App QR codes are going to be right there. So you guys take care. Blessings to all of you, especially your moms. Aloha.